new studies came out this month, and they both point to the same surprising idea. When change efforts fail, the reason almost never is what you think. My name is Karen. Welcome to our brand new series, Well Read. Today we have two articles, our take on the data, and a question that you can take away to avoid this in the future. Let's dive in. The first article today is from the Harvard Business Review, posted July 1st. It's called The False Alignment Trap, and it's very simple. It says that most change doesn't fall apart during the implementation stage. It actually fell apart much earlier than that. That part where you thought everybody already had agreement, when the team was sitting around and everybody nodded along with the plan. We've all been there. And then months later, you find out that each person around that table had a very different opinion about what that was to look like when it actually got implemented. This happens a lot. Harvard Business Review actually says it happens so much as 50 to 70% of the time. So this isn't rare. This is actually the norm. And it's usually because of a couple of things. Number one, words are really vague. Two, people heard what they wanted to hear. Three, someone didn't say what they actually were feeling. Or four, everybody just moved so fast, no one was able to catch it. Here's my take. Please don't try to fix this with another meeting. This requires a team that can disagree out loud safely before the plan is set. So my question to you is, can your team say the hard thing in a civil and productive way? Because that is what is needed. Fake agreement is very, very expensive, but real disagreement is cheap and cathartic. Our second article of the day comes from MIT Sloan Management Review, RIP. This was their last publication put out, I think it was early June. This one's called When Employees Are Drowning in Change. And it's really, in my opinion, the other half of this story. Article goes on to say that the average person can handle one, maybe two changes in the workplace within a calendar year. We're talking major changes. We are currently in an environment of rapidly exploding changes. And it's estimated that organizations are planning 3 or 4 major changes on their 2027 roadmaps. This is just a simple math problem. This is a prioritization problem. Readiness is not a mood. It's not something that you feel. You can't just be ready. Readiness is a capacity. You have to build that capacity, and you can't spend what you don't have. So before you start the next big thing, you need to consider what you're competing against for people's time and attention, and what you're willing to stop in order to make room for what actually you want to happen. So you put these two articles side by side and you get the same lesson twice. What looks like a productivity problem almost never is. One article says never agreed in the first place, and the other one says you never had the capacity to handle it. And the funny thing is, you can't see either of these on paper, unless you work with us, of course, because this is exactly what we do every single day. Show you the hidden dynamics and the insights before they play out. For those of you who might be feeling overwhelmed with these stats, let me just say it loud and clear. Your people, your team is very capable of the work that you are asking them to do. Most people want to do a good job. They want to feel accomplished, but you can't expect them to do the work if the agreement was never real or there is just too much on their plate. So here's your move in the next week. I want you to think about one project that is moving much slower than you think it should. And I want you to get your team together and sit around a table or sit on a Zoom call. And I want you to ask 2 questions. Where are we not in agreement yet? And what is competing for everyone's time in order to get this done? All you need to do is ask those questions, get quiet, just listen. Because most of the time, the answer that you're looking for is already in the room, and you just need to create that safe environment for someone to say it. That's it for this week's Well Read. If something stuck or if you want a second read, hit reply to this email or book office hours with us. We would love to chat. We'll see you next week.